Hello there, welcome to my update for my Project 100 Uses. As we discussed in last month's update, I am starting to wrap up this project. My goal is to get 5 additional products to 100 uses, and then this project is over. I'm still going to be tracking, and I will still probably post the occasional, maybe seasonal update of what items have gotten to 20, 50, or 100 uses, but these monthly updates will no longer be occurring. In my last update, I identified 10 products that I thought were likely candidates to be among the first 5 to get to 100 uses. We're going to just update on my progress on all of those today. I additionally pulled in one more product. I don't know why I didn't think to include this NYX glitter primer as one of my candidates, but this is actually quite a bit higher than a lot of the other products that I pulled. As far as usage goes, this is sitting at 83 uses right now. And well, I used it today, so it's at 84. And I think there's a good chance that in the next 2 months I could get this to 100 uses. I mean, of course, if I really wanted to focus on it, I could have this to 100 uses in a little over 2 weeks, but 2 months should be very achievable. Let's just stick with eye stuff. Another set of products were my ColourPop Super Shocks. Now, I've only pulled out 2 of these, but I have, I believe, 5 total. And I have a nice little variety of shades where I can add one of these to most looks that I do. I mean, I feel like today I could have used this green one. I have a little bit of a deeper green in my outer corner, and I feel like I could have used this maybe on the very center of my lid. Not sure that it would go very well with this sort of rose gold, but you know, most looks that I do, I have a or multiple Super Shocks that would work. And I think that reflects in my numbers because last month I was sitting at 65 uses on these, and now I'm up to 79. So I used these 14 times in the past month. Staying on the subject of ColourPop, I thought that I might get my singles collection from ColourPop up to 100 uses relatively quickly. I have, I believe, 8 singles from ColourPop, and I had 77 uses on them in my last update, and now I have 79, so I used them only 2 times, and I'm pretty sure that both of those uses were on this purple, which is the shade Try Me. Yeah, I don't think that the ColourPop shadows are a super likely candidate to get to 100 uses anymore, but, you know, I could surprise myself, especially if I ended up rolling one of those into Pan Those Eyeshadows. I could see myself actually getting quite a few uses relatively quickly, so I'm not willing to entirely write them off yet. And then the only other eye product that I had among my contenders was my Profusion Glam palette, and I actually got even less progress on this than I did on my ColourPop shadows. I have used this 1 time in the past month. I think that I dipped into, I imagine that I either dipped into Superstar or into Classic when I go reach for this palette. Those tend to be the shades that I use most often. It's a really pretty palette. It's a really nice quality palette. It's just, there aren't any shades in here that I don't have other places, so I don't always think to use this. And if I did not say it before, I was at 74 uses last month, and now I'm at 75. So, you know, at that pace, it'll only take me 2 more years to get to 100 uses on this product. Let's move next to lip products. I have 2 Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks in this project right now. These are both in my year-long project pan, so I thought that I would hopefully be using these quite often. And, you know, as far as my lipstick usage, I have actually been using these fairly often. I just have so many lipsticks that it's hard to really cycle through them nicely. The first one that I have is Sassy Mauve. This is a creme formula lipstick. Actually, these are both creme formula lipsticks. I don't think that I own any other formulas from this line currently. But this was at 60 uses and now it's at 62, so I've used it twice in the past month. And then I made significantly better progress actually on the shade Secret Club. You would think I would know these shade names by now, considering how often I talk about them, but nope. This I used 5 times in the past month, going from 62 uses to 67. I actually had to go hunting for this when it was time to film. I found it in my purse. That's always a good sign that I've actually been using something. If I have to go searching for it and find it in one of my bags. So there are the lipsticks. I also have actually a set of 3 lip glosses in this project, but I think I've only used this one in the past month. If I've used one of the other 2, it was once, maybe twice. And these are the NARS Oil Infused Lip Tints. I've used these 10 times in the past month. I was previously at 41 uses, now I'm at 51. And I have been wearing these, well, I guess I've only been wearing them 1 in 3 days roughly. But I think I might be undercounting because I feel like I've been wearing this, especially like when I first wake up in the morning before I get ready. I would like having something on my lips, and this tends to be what I've been using. There are a few other products that I will use in that way, but this one's definitely my go-to. Additionally, after I'm sort of done for the night, after I've showered, sometimes I'll wear this because, again, I just like the feeling of having something on my lips, and my lips are finally, knock on wood, in somewhat decent shape after 2 months of just being disgusting. So I've been really liking how they look, and this helps with that. And it helps keep them in good shape, I'm pretty sure. So big fan of that. Have been using it probably more than 10 times in the past month, but I've only noted 10. And now let's move on to cheek products. I think that the cheek products are where I'm doing the best, but we're going to start with one where I'm not doing well at all. This is my NARS Laguna Bronzer. This is a mini. This was in the For Birthday gift last year, and I've just depotted it. This I only used 1 time. It was at 68 uses. Now it's at 69 uses. And the reason that I only used it 1 time is because I was mostly focused on my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. For comparison, this one is a little bit warmer than Laguna is, and it also has a little bit of a sheen to it, while Laguna is completely matte. That doesn't really impact how I ended up using it, because the reason I picked this over Laguna so regularly was because this isn't my year-long project pan. That's simple. And I used this 9 times in the past month, so I am up to 90 uses. I think that this one I will have to 100 uses by the next update, and I am starting to really be able to see those rings in the product. So maybe I'll even have Pan to show you in the next update. That would be exciting. There are 2 other products in the cheek category. The first is another one that I think I should be able to get up to 100 uses. This is Wet n Wild Don't Flutter Yourself. It's one of their hummingbird blushes. I tend to use it as a blush topper. I'm wearing a tiny little bit of it today, though it's been a few hours since I applied it, so I don't know how much of it is left. And I don't know how much you would be able to see of it anyway. I try to go pretty light with my highlighter generally, especially on work days, because I don't need to be glowing to the gods on my Zoom meeting. But anyway, this is up to 89 uses. It was at 82, so I've used it 7 times, and again, I used it today. I made my totals last night, so I'm actually up to 90. So this should be up to 100 by the next update, which would be amazing. And I don't have a good sense for how deep this pan is, but I do actually have a little bit of a dip going on right here. I don't think it'll be enough for me to hit pan by the next update, but I have some hope that in the not too distant future, I might have a little pan in this guy. And then finally, we have the most exciting update. This is my Benefit Cheek Leaders palette. I've had this for, I would say, right about a year at this point. I think I would have gotten this in December or January a year ago. So what would that be? December 2020 or January 2021? Crazy that we're already a year away from 2020, but you know what? Anyway, I have the Pink Squad, which has California, Tickle, and Dandelion. I think that these are all really, really lovely, and I've hit 100 uses. I was at 90 uses in my last update. I've used it 10 times since. Actually probably used it a little bit more than 10 times because I just stopped tracking once I hit 100. But that was at least a week ago, maybe almost 2 weeks ago. And you can see there is a little bit of visible progress. For example, I've worn off the gold shimmer that was on California. Tickle, I wouldn't say that I've actually used a ton of Tickle, but it definitely shows brush strokes. And then I've worn away some of the writing on Dandelion, but there is so much product left in these. I think these are quite close to being full-size Benefit blushes if they aren't quite there. Anyway, because I've hit 100 uses, I will be doing one of my 100 use reviews on this palette very soon, so I don't need to give you every single thought I have ever had about this palette in this video, but I'm really excited that I have another product up to 100 uses. I'm thrilled that I've been getting good use out of this. This was something that I lusted after when it first came out, but I thought it was just a little bit too expensive, and I'm really glad that I just went for it when I saw it on sale last year, and I've been enjoying it and really been getting my use out of it. So that brings me up to one additional product in my 100 club. I have 4 more to go. If I had to bet today, I would say that they would probably be the Tarte Bronzer, the Wet n Wild Blush, the Super Shocks, and the NYX Glitter Glue. But we will see. Maybe this can be done next month. I don't think that's super likely, but fingers crossed. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see my previous updates, I will have my playlist linked up in the cards. And I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed. Thanks again for watching, and I really hope that I will see you all next time. Bye!